Oh my God. Get in here right now, my homosexuals. I am so excited. I have so much to update you guys on. I made a breakthrough today. Power snatch went pretty well. Honestly, I just was like a little tired in my core. So it's a little harder to whip when you have that happen. That's just normal. But what I always tell people is the best thing to do if your core is really tired and it's hard to get like that maximum power whip that you want to do with a power, because everybody wants to like slam their feet as hard as they fucking can and lock out as hard as they can without any regard for their body, which is great when you feel up to it. But realistically, a power movement, you don't have to overly kill it. You can just, the whole point is to go at the speed required to make a good technique lift at that certain weight. So I don't have to go at fucking light speed when it comes to doing 160 for triples on power snatch. I just have to go fast enough to get enough of a whip to where I can lock out right where I need to. Because I would much rather see you do really good form at a just slightly slower rate maybe on the way up. Because all the power is at the hips anyway. So it might look slow or feel slow, but it's still just as fast as it needs to be. Because if you go too fast, you're going to throw it behind your head, or you might cut your pole, and then it's going to go out in front of you. And that I would much rather see you do a slow, nice and controlled, powerful, just enough kind of rep to where your body is comfortable with it. And that's where I got to today. I was really trying to whip the fuck out of it on one of those sets, and it just wasn't working with me. So I was like, let me just go at the rate that is comfortable for the technique and my core. So that's the whole fucking idea. And worked great, so I'm happy with it. What I'm very excited about is I took a bit of another risk when it comes to my squat today. And don't get me wrong, it's a good one. It wasn't ego. It wasn't just some random shit I decided to do out of nowhere. I'm always talking to people, because the best thing you can do at all times, no matter how healthy you are, physically or mentally, whatever, is just talk to people, get new perspective, because you never know when you're going to get that breakthrough bit of information that's going to push you to the next level. That bit of golden perspective that you're really fucking searching for over and over and over until somebody says one thing and you're just like, holy shit, I did not think about that. And I had that. I put the bar up. I was getting ready to squat, and I just started shooting the shit with a guy. I saw he was power cleaning, so I like talking to people who do Olympic lifting, because you gotta support all the homies, especially when they're doing the shit that you love to do. And I'm like, dude, you're hella strong. Good for you, man. Like, I'm recovering from this knee injury. It's been a couple months. I got to learn a bit of the hard way, but it was still good experience and knowledge to have, where if you've been here for a minute, I was doing a lot more accessories and rest in the first place, and doing those full range of motion accessories were just overstretching my knee for what it was capable of doing. So the current training that I'm doing, I was just doing very light warm-ups with squats, and focusing on doing isometrics for my quads so that I could get that strength up along the way. And he looked at me and he was like, okay, so you're doing, 90 degree single leg wall sits, 90 degrees single leg pistol squats, leg extensions, which is, it takes the hips out of the equation already. So it's, you know what I mean? It's just an isolated right on the quad, not worried about the squat kind of thing. And he was like, why don't you just try back squat going to 90 degrees? And I gotta be honest, the look I gave this man probably scared him, because I just had nothing to fucking say. I was just slack-jawed at the idea of like, oh man, you are somehow the first person to mention just doing like a powerlifting level squat, just going to 90 degrees and leaving it there so that I can build up the strength at a point of the lift that is easier to do. And I'm like, it literally puts me in the same position that it would put me at with all the other accessories, while maintaining weight, while maintaining my strength, and possibly getting stronger from when my knee can handle going ass to grass like I normally do. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me that it took 3 months for somebody to recommend that. And he kept talking about it, and I'm like, it honestly just made sense to my brain. I tell you guys all the time, like, out of the 100% of effort I'm going to give into giving you guys as much advice as I can, you're probably only going to intake about 3% of it, because everybody goes through this shit differently. Everybody learns a different way. Everybody's got different proportions. Everybody's body reacts differently to certain ways of doing things, especially depending on your conditioning and your prior experience. So I was like, honestly, in the moment, it just felt like it made sense. Like I had that little eureka click in my brain where like every part of my body was like, dude, that might be the move. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to at least, like I told you guys, give it the benefit of the doubt, give it that bit of effort to take that risk that can accumulate to my greatest potential later on, Just from this one fucking comment this random guy I've never met before said. It's so funny how this shit happens because it's always out of fucking nowhere. But I was just like, yeah, man, you know what? It sounds good. Who knows if it'll work, but I might as well give it a shot. So I was like, okay, let's see what I can do. And so I did the bar and up to my normal warm-up. So the bar, 1 plate, 2 plates on each side for full range of motion for the consistency, because those are the weights that I can do those weights at without it hurting. And I was like, all right, it feels good. And I think it's a good idea, so I'm at least going to try. Because like I said, the worst thing that can happen is I fail. And I have to do something else. Whoop-de-fucking-do, womp-womp, Like, I can do so many different things. Like, the failure is just going to make me better, So it's a great thing. It's only going to be bad if you have the mindset that it's going to be bad. So I was like, you know what? Chip on my shoulder. Let's just have fun and see if it works. Oh, god damn it, dude. The first set I already knew it was something I could work on. And he was like, yeah, just start like with a really like easy halfway squat and just see if you can get it to like those super small levels of degree lower along the way. And by the end of this fucking workout, man, on that, I got to go up to 65% because I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do normal weight, because that's what will really show me if it works or not. Because if it doesn't work and it feels painful at that kind of weight, then it's not worth doing. It's more worth doing the isometrics that are easier. And motherfucker, dude, it felt so good. And not only that, it felt harder than my normal squats because my natural positioning in squat has become ass to grass. That's just where I sit now. So forcing myself to stop at 90, taking it slower and making sure I have that really nice slow control, I'm not only getting better at balancing out the weight on both sides of my body that I was struggling with before, but I'm also getting more of a burn in my core and my low back, my trunk, and especially my quads. I'm like, god damn it. Imagine what this is going to do when I put it on front squat. Oh my god. My quads are going to be so strong. Like, what an easy switch of training for so much progression, Even right now, my knee feels great. There was no pain because it was enough range of motion to where I kept the strength up and I isolated my quads like I was doing before, and I never had the thought of what if I isolate or what if I turn my back squat into an isometric itself. Fuck. Oh man, it's so funny how the fucking world works, dude. You really never know what you're gonna run into or what's gonna make you do better. And this is why I'm so emphasizing on the fact that you have to remain consistent, disciplined, and passionate in order to meet that level, Because if I was just moping around, not having fun, like being a bitch about it every week and just trying heavy stuff out for no reason without a purpose to the lift and then trying to at least enjoy myself like I've been doing, then whatever this guy said today probably wouldn't have meant shit. But because I've maintained what I've been doing and trying my absolute best to get back to a healthier point, and my knees are the best they've ever been. So, good karma stacks up, dude. And it's so funny how coincidental where right when my knee's feeling its best, this random fucking guy just shows up. I just so happened to go to the gym at noon today and just randomly met him. I'm always there at night, so I would have never met him otherwise. And he was like, try half squatting. Why not? What's the harm? And I'm like, motherfucker. This guy's on to something. Shit. No, but it genuinely, it's so great, Physically, definitely feeling at at a 9.3. It's more mental than physical today for sure. I would want to put it higher when it comes to like my ego, but it's like obviously I wouldn't be able to squat like that heavy today because I haven't done anything heavy on squats in a while. So it's gonna be a minute until these squats feel normal again. But regardless, dude, like shit, even for getting on this kind of normal weight, like almost 2 weeks into the normal program on my first block, like I'm not starting it when I should be, but I don't want to restart because there's like not really much point to. I've been maintaining my strength pretty good, so I was like, why not? Let's feel it out. And god damn it, the sets moved pretty well, and I genuinely think I'm gonna be like, I've been complaining about my core strength, and it's like it's going to build so well from having to hold it slightly higher now. Because sure, the range of motion won't be as low, and the explosiveness might not be as much as it normally is, but I get that from Olympic lifting already. So I'm not missing out on anything. Like, shit. It's so funny. I had a homie recommend me not too long ago that I should try out doing some powerlifting, like low. I'm not going to do low bar ever. Don't get me wrong. But he was like, try some low bar powerlifting squats. And I'm like, I'm not interested, but I can absolutely see how that would make my core pretty bulletproof for how much tighter you have to hold it. You know, you can't just fucking boom that shit, ass to grass, just jump off your fucking feet like I normally do. You have to really hold it stable, kind of like in an overhead squat where it's a lot more balance and core stability than anything. But no, it's so good. It really gives me something to be proud of, you know? So I have not been able to put anything heavy on my squats in months. You guys have seen, like, and anytime I've tried to go heavy, I either felt horrible or I overtrained it to where it made me feel worse again. And through all the back and forth of accessories not working, pushing through all the hard shit, I told you guys, does not matter how long, does not matter what weight. It is the effort and the fucking passion that I put into it along the way. Because it stacks up, man. Just that one absolute golden perspective that I could not have expected to have just run up to me randomly like that. And of course there's going to be more to come, but that was the one that I needed right this second, you know? I met that guy right at the perfect time. Life is a funny fucking thing. It's kind of like when you meet your best of friends or your girlfriend, boyfriends, whatever. You just see them right at that perfect time. You're just like, it is so crazy how you just randomly meet someone and you just grow so much from it just because you both met each other at the perfect time, you know? Doesn't happen often, but god damn it, when you enjoy life and maintain that passion and just doing the best you can, when it hits, it's the best form of serotonin I could ever get. So mentally, I'm definitely going to give it a 9.65 for sure. It felt really good. Wasn't hyped out of my mind or anything, because don't get me wrong, I was still a little scared. Squats have been a scary thing for me lately, so it's tough to get confident in them again. But by that last set, like, I started like getting that little bit of caveman, started grunting a little bit, and I was like, oh shit. That is what I like to feel, you know? Just that little bit of like, oh, I can't get enough. This sport will just fucking put me in the earth and just kick me while I'm down. And then I keep going. And it's just like, you know what? You've been a good boy. Here's a year's worth of serotonin and happiness. Fuck around, have fun with it. And I'm like, no way. So, I guess right now, what the hope is, because, this is what I'm going to drive through the program believing in now. Because this shows that it fucking works. My knee feels great. Obviously, I might wake up feeling differently tomorrow. But based off of my experience so far, it feels good. Like, genuinely. It's not sore. It's not fucked up. It's not really uneven. It just feels good. There's the least amount of kickback after a squat exercise that I've gotten in 3 months. It feels good to squat again. I can say that. So, the idea is I'm back on my normal weights for squat. That has to be what happens, at least for me, because if I can't do the normal weight with this isolated form of squatting, then I might as well go back to doing light full range of motion with accessory isometrics. But dude, this is going to be the best way for me to maintain my strength overall and maintain my consistency with the squat, because just doing the isometric exercises is not enough. by far. My core has never been weaker, my trunk in general. You know, I told you guys about my clean and jerks yesterday. It just was not hitting the way I needed it to. It was way harder to whip underneath. And honestly, my snatches early in the week felt kind of similar. It's just way more technical than the clean and jerk. So I was able to whip underneath it with enough technique to where I didn't feel it as much as I did on the clean and jerks. But, oh man. So I'm going to keep, today was pause back squats on the normal program at 65%, 4x6, and it went. So I'm genuinely going to try this out. I'm going to see how it goes. So next week, when I have my next squat day, or even more earlier than that, my heavy snatch day in 3 days from now, because tomorrow will be bench with pause clean and jerks, and then a rest day, and then I'll come back for heavy snatches after that. So on that day, I'll have overhead squats. So I will program overhead squats at the normal weight. And the percentages for next week for normal squatting is going to be 75% for 3x6. So I'm just going to keep doing 90-degree squats and seeing how it feels. But I think this is the move. You know, this is what's going to get me to the next level. Genuinely. And even if it's not, whatever. Who gives a shit? It's okay. Again, the worst I can do is fail. But I'm going to keep growing either way. So I'm just going to fucking love every second of it and ride these highs while I've got it and keep collecting these amazing perspectives that just come out of fucking nowhere and make me the best goddamn lifter I can be. You know? Who knows? I might be healed by the next time I squat. It's a crazy thing to think about, but, you know, I can't get enough. I love it. So let me know how your lives and lifts have been going. I know I've been going off long enough, but I'm excited, goddammit. I appreciate you sticking around either way. You know I love shooting the shit with you guys, but as I said, be back tomorrow. We got normal bench press with pause clean and jerks, so that'll be fun. You know, I'll get to go a little bit heavier on the bench for once. I think it'll be like 255, something like that. And we'll just see how it feels, you know, get back to growing the big old titties like we normally do, and just I'm gonna keep doing the absolute fucking 100% best that I can do, you know, because that's the only thing that I can control. It's my own individual effort and the positivity and the enjoyment and passion that I get out of these things that I love doing every day. So I love you. I'll be back tomorrow. See ya.